Thank you very much, Mira. And I really enjoyed what you said, that this is your conference. And it's very true, because it is your conference. And as you mentioned, Mira, learning from each other and learning from our audiences, what we did as a Zero Project as well. When we started, Martin, how many guests did we have at our first ever Zero Project conference, even before my time? 200. Those 200 grew into 1,400 from over 100 countries. We went from personally knowing each of our experts to trying to do that with 18,000 experts. And we were still there, but sometimes we forget names, but that's what technology is there for. But it's this growth, it's this determination, it's this vision, which is directly aligned only to one person, which is our founder, Martin Essl. And it is my distinct pleasure, as someone who gets to work with Martin daily, that we as a team, also Anja Günther and Johannes Fellinger here from the Zero Project. Johannes, perhaps you would like to stand up and also identify yourself. Johannes Fellinger, our advisor for accessible healthcare, and Anja Günther, our strategic relationships partner for the Asia Pacific area, who are here. And we get to work directly with Martin on a daily basis because he's the founder who wants to know. He's not a gentleman who simply comes on stage, has his photo taken, and then disappears till next year's conference. He's someone who very much believes in our mission, which is a world for zero barriers, very much believes the people we work with, and wants that direct contact touch, and wants to know these individuals, because it's only like that that we get to build trust. Trust is a relationship which takes a very long time to build. We all know this in our personal and private lives. Personal, private, yeah. You get what I mean. And it can be very quickly taken away. And therefore, Martin wants to be there, day in, day out, week in, week out, in order to build that trust with our network. And for that, I think we're very thankful, not only for someone who's a visionary, but for someone who understands the empathetic nature of our work. We're not building cars, we're not selling insurance, we're working with people, giving them trust, giving them the tools to share their good work. And therefore, my distinct honor to welcome our founder, Martin Essl, to stage for his remarks.
Thank you so much, Robin, for these nice words. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy and excited to be again in Delhi with you, to share with you so many new ideas, to learn from you, and to support your work as good as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, Ambassador Visa, dear friends and partners here in India, and especially Mira, founder of Youth for Jobs, and Sunil Misra from CII, together with their teams, and dear friends of the Zero Project, joining us from around the world. It is a humbling experience to talk to you today on the opening of the Zero Project India 2025 conference, the third one you have heard, the third edition here in this beautiful continent. Returning to India filled me with humility and excitement. Each year this gathering grows stronger, and today we stand together again to accelerate disability inclusion, innovation, and collaboration. This holds a special importance for me as a founder of the Zero Project, to be here in India each year, the most populous country in the world, and to host this conference, the Zero Project Conference India 2025, together with Youth for Jobs and CII. This is really tremendous. We gather here today because we are interested in solutions, not excuses. Innovation, not intervention or intentions, and in impact, and not just promises. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who might hear me but do not see me, I'm Martin Essl, the founder of the Essl Foundation and the Zero Project. I'm a white man with some existing gray hairs, wearing a gray suit, glasses and a green tie with a large Zero Project badge proudly on my lapel. Across the world, persons with disabilities continue to face barriers in accessibility, education, employment, and everyday life. Yet across the world, innovators, activists, entrepreneurs, governments, and community are also finding solutions. The Zero Project and its global network exists to identify these inclusive solutions, to peer review them, to elevate them, and to share them globally, so they can improve lives and advance human rights for all. Our work is guided by the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And the UN CRPD calls on all of us to work together across sectors, across borders, to remove barriers, create equal opportunities, and foster full participation in society. That is why we gather here. That is why the Zero Project exists. For more than 1 decade, our global network, today's more than 18,000 experts and organizations from 180 countries, has identified more than 1,000 proven solutions that makes the world more inclusive. Every year we celebrate these solutions at the Zero Project conference in the premises of the United Nations office at Vienna. But the Zero Project doesn't stop at recognition. We believe that innovation must travel. Solutions that work in one country should be shared in others. No great idea should remain limited by geography, language, or resources. And this is why we regionalize the Zero Project and why India plays such a special role. India is a global hub for innovation, entrepreneurship, and civic leadership. It is a country where technology meets purpose, where creativity meets social mission, and where we see a shared purpose growing year to year. A shared purpose must much in the spirit of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, the ancient Sanskrit maxim that reminds us that the world is one family. In this very spirit, the solution born here in New Delhi, in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai, and across India have global relevance. They are models for Asia, for Africa, and for the world. Today, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our incredible partners here in India, leaders in this mission, pioneers long before the Zero Project arrived, Youth for Jobs. To Mira Shenoy and the Youth for Job team, thank you for your vision, your leadership, your commitment to make employment and skills accessible to tens of thousands of people across India. You are not only partners of the Zero Project, you are leaders in shaping the disability innovation landscape in South Asia and global champions for inclusive developments. Through our regional work here, we are deepening collaboration, scaling impact, and accelerating the transfer of know-how from India to the world and from the world to India. And this is what Article 32 of the UN CRPD calls for international cooperation that drives real change. India's future, vibrant, innovative, confident, is deeply connected to the future of the disability inclusion globally. And the Zero Project will stand by your side in this journey, from Austria to India, from Vienna to Delhi, from the United Nations in local change to local change makers. We are one community, a community driven by innovation, a community guided by rights, and a community powered by solutions. Working together, learning together, scaling together to build a world with zero barriers. Now, welcome to the Zero Project India Conference 2025. Let's go to work. But on the other hand, we are not stopping in talking together, but in realizing. And therefore, I would recommend to establishing in India a CII Innovation Implementation Fund. India has an incredible and incomparable policy where companies invest 2% of their revenues for different social issues. At the Zero Project events, you will be inspired by innovative approaches for persons with disabilities in India and globally. That would highly support the goals of the UN CRPD and the mission of Mahatma Gandhi, telling us in the Gandhi King Memorial next to this building, where he says, "For us today, there can be no sacrifice higher than to forget distinctions of high and low and to realize the equality of all men." Thank you.